Hi, today we're going to talk about image size in Adobe Photoshop. So I have a photo that I would like to fit into a frame of a certain size or perhaps put on a web page. So I need to adjust the size of this so it can fit my photo frame or it can fit my web page or maybe both. So let's get started, shall we? Uh, First of all, we need to figure out the size of the photo frame. Let's assume I have something like a 4x6 photo frame. So I want to get this to a print resolution to fit into a 4x6 photo frame. So of course I'm going to begin by cropping it to a specific dimension. So I'm going to go to my crop tools and then I'm going to go up to my constraint aspect and I'm going to pick the 4x6 and I can leave it as a vertical photo or a horizontal photo. It's basically whatever I want. I kind of like the horizontal idea. So I'm going to adjust the subject so it kind of fits that photo just the way I like it and enter to crop it. Now, currently we have it at the right aspect ratio, but it is not the right size. So I'm going to go to image and pull it down to image size so we can adjust it to fit that 4x6 photo frame. Now, there's a lot going on in this dialog box I'd like to bring to your attention. A couple things that I would like you to notice. First is this resample button, or checkbox rather. Resample means we're going to change the photo. We're going to change the color information. We're going to add or delete pixels. Now, you don't want to do this very often because the more times you do this, the more it's going to degrade your photo. You never want to add pixels. Interpolation is really going to degrade your photo. And it's okay to subtract photos, but you don't want to do it too much because this too will degrade your photo the more you do it. So if you make a mistake, don't do it again, undo it, and then redo it with the correct numbers. Now, if you remove the resample button, any changes you make are just pushing the pixels closer together or pulling the pixels further apart. So I like to take it off and change it to the resolution that I want. So this is going to a picture frame. I recommend about 300 pixels per inch. So you can see that the current size of the photo is a little over 8 inches by a little over 5.5 inches. So I want this to fit a 4x6. So I'm going to change the width to 6 inches. Notice that the height changes to almost exactly 4 inches. Now, this happens because when we cropped it to that aspect ratio. So now I have a resolution of almost 420. That's more than I need. So now I am going to resample. And I'm going to put in my final resolution of 300. Notice it changes the size. It cuts it almost in half. And when I click OK, that's going to delete a lot of pixels. So I want to make sure that everything is correct, looks good. I click OK, and my photo gets smaller, and those pixels are deleted. So at this point, I probably want to save and print it in this current format, or maybe take it to some place to have them printed on nice paper. So that's if I want to put this on some kind of print medium. Now, what if I wanted it for the internet at a much smaller resolution? Well, again, I don't want to successively change the image, change the image. So I'm going to go back to an original version. So I'm going to undo the image size to go back to my original. And then I'm going to figure out the size, the dimensions I want. And then I'm going to go to image size. Now, on the internet, I'm going to take off resample for a moment. We do want a resolution of 72 pixels per inch because that fits most monitors. But right now at 72 pixels per inch, this is almost 35 inches by 23 inches. So that's much, much bigger than most monitors. So even if we have this as a large photo on your web page, we're going to need to make it a lot smaller. So maybe I want it to be, I don't know, how about 6 inches across? Again, 6x4. Let's resample. Let's bring that image down to 72 pixels per inch. And you're going to see that that's going to be much smaller. It's actually going to look a little bit bigger on my web page. But that would be the way we would zoom in just a little bit. That would be the way you would go to image size and change the size of your image.